Hey, welcome to Conversations with Brent. Today we're doing a special Father's Day edition with my main man, my son, Kendall Miller. How are you, son?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good. May need to speak just a little louder for us.
Alright, yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So, when you hear the phrase Father's Day, what does that mean to you?
Father's Day means that you show love and appreciation to the male figures in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a father. It could be an uncle, a big brother, a grandfather. It could even be a mentor or a teacher. It's just, showing love and appreciation to the strong male role models in your life.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that explanation. Now, because this is me and you, haven't always been the best father. I've tried.
Yeah.
But what's some of the things that maybe you will take from our relationship, and when you're blessed to have a son, you'll share with him?
Transparency as well as honesty. When it comes to asking for advice or just asking about things that I may not know and I know you're versed in, or you might have more, just life experience, I'll ask. You don't steer me wrong, you'll tell me the truth. So just, helping guide me. It's like when you bowling and you got the bumpers up. So it's like, I may sway and hit side to side, but you help steer me in the right side or the right direction.
Okay. Can you think of a time where maybe I embarrassed you, and I know you don't embarrass easy, so.
Yeah. I can't think of just one particular time, but I guess sometimes, just when my friends come around, it just be weird because, my friends think all my parents are cool, and they are cool. It's just sometimes it's like, okay, they still my folks, so it's weird. But like I said, I don't get embarrassed too much. I let y'all be yourselves. So.
Okay. I remember, and for those that don't know, Kendall does music, and when he first started, I laughed at him, and I said, boy, you need to find something else to do because you're not gonna do it. But to his credit, he worked hard, he honed his skills, and he's actually pretty good. How did it make you feel when I told you, boy, you need to find something else to do?
It's not even, you didn't even tell me that. You told me, I got a long way to go, which it was true. But I mean, I liked doing it, I enjoyed doing it, and I knew that I was decent in it. And as I started practicing, and it kind of was just like, all right, I know I need to, if I want to really take this seriously, or even if I really like it, let me put more practice and more time into it, more energy.
Okay. And being my son, what has it been like being my son? I know what it's like being your father, but what's it like being my son? And the reason I pose the question that way is because we're a unique family.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much from you these last few years, not only about life, but about myself. And so it makes me curious what you've learned or how it feels to be my son based on who I am, but based on who you're becoming.
I guess I can say in short form is being your son is weird at times because we're so much alike, but you help shine light in areas that I may be struggling in, or shine light in areas where I'm still trying to find myself and understand, just who I am as a person, where, me and you, like I said, we're almost carbon copies. So it's like the things that you've learned at my age, or even, just over time, you'll shed light, and also just like I said, just help me to improve and help me be the best person that I can be.
And when I said you helped me learn a lot about myself, there was one day, and it wasn't that long ago, we were having a conversation and you were expressing something to me, and I just kept laughing at you.
Yeah.
And I commend you because you didn't take it as me laughing at you, but I was laughing at the situation because you reminded me so much of myself. I was just like, God, this is so funny. It's like sitting here looking at myself, and I just could not contain my laughter. And it taught me a lot about myself. So let me ask you this. Being a Miller, I have a lot of strong traits in our family, whether it's from the Rices or the Miller. What's some of those traits you think that have fared you well just growing up in our household?
So, and this might sound weird in the beginning, but I wouldn't say stubborn, but we're very strong-minded and strong-willed. So when we put our mind to something, like regardless if it's good or bad, like it's gonna get done. And also, I mean, our family is loving people, regardless of, we might have certain tendencies, or people might think we're standoffish, or just even can be rude or whatever, how it comes across. But we're all about love. Like it's all about, just we are love. We show love. We feed off of love.
Yeah, I would agree. Family is important to us, and I would say to anybody watching, make sure you take time for family. Spend time to get to know family, not just on Mother's Day, Father's Day, but take time to get to know each other. As my son, and it sounds weird, but I enjoy saying that because you are my son, my firstborn, my only son. I just want to say I appreciate you, and like I said, I've learned a lot about myself just by watching you grow. And one thing I learned is that I don't always have to tell what I know. Anybody knows me know I love to talk, but it's like you help me to understand, one, that I don't have to give all my wisdom at once. I don't have to give it to everybody I talk to. I don't have to show everything I know or that I feel I know to everybody, but also you and Kayla have helped me with my tone, because I can be very loud. My voice can come across very loud and intimidating sometimes, and you all have helped me to learn to reel that in, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Those things that I struggle with, I'm just glad that, like I said, you knowing how you fared and, learning how to do these things, and also just talking and communicating, it's helped me too, so I appreciate you as well.
So now I'm gonna switch and we're gonna talk about memories. So what's one of your favorite memories of either me and you or the family?
That's a lot. I'd probably say when we went to Canton and we saw Air Reed going to the Hall of Fame. That was it was fun for a lot of different reasons, because we've taken trips and also spent time while I was growing up. But I mean, this is one of the first trips that we really took where like I'm older, but I'm more so viewed as an adult.
Right.
And we both love football. We both enjoy sports. So it was just a different type of memory, a different type of feeling.
Okay. For me, I would say it was when we went to Baltimore. You being a Baltimore Ravens fan, shout out to the Ravens right there for Kendall.
But we lost that game, so
it's all good. But for me, it was the excitement of taking my son to his home team stadium. And I tell everybody, you gotta, if you're a fan of a team, you gotta go to a home game at least once. It's cool to see them like when they come to your city, but to go where the fans are and to be immersed in it, it was truly special for me to be able to do that with my son. I think my second favorite memory was when we got to go to the Super Bowl in Atlanta, because I've never been to an actual Super Bowl. I've been to the cities and everything, but to be able to go to my first Super Bowl with my son was exciting.
Yeah, that Super Bowl was great. I enjoyed it. You're a cool dude, You're cool.
Hey, I learned from the best. Thank you. I've been watching you. I've been taking notes. Okay,
You don't have to take notes. We cool.
Okay, I appreciate that. So, is there anything that maybe you felt like I could have done better as a father, or maybe somewhere? And the reason I'm asking, because, like I said, we learn from each other. And one of my favorite sayings is, you show me a self-made man, I'll show you a man who didn't make much. See, I can't make it on my own. And so, is there something that you see or something that you've seen in the past that you would say, hey Dad, hey Pop, you need to work on this, or have you thought about this?
So is the question me seeing what you can improve on as a father, or just growing up what I could have used differently, or could have, if you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to...
I would say take it from the perspective that you want, because even though you're older, that means the way a father or a parent has to change, but it still could be something that from the past I could learn from. So just anything you think that would help me to be a better father.
Well, I say it like this. everybody is always a work in progress. That's a part of life. Without growth, nothing is alive. Anything that is alive, there is constant growth, whether or not you see it or feel it. So with that being said, which is also a weird take, but I wouldn't change anything or have you try to improve on anything simply because I feel like life is life because of how it is, if that makes sense. So the things that's in your life, whether it's people, jobs, whatever it is, the things that you go through in your life are supposed to help groom you into the person that you're supposed to be. So I don't look at it as faulting or anything, it's just how I perceived it and how it's helped me grow and learn. So, you're great, Dad. Like I said, everybody has things they need to work on, but for the most part, you've done good. So I can't, what I'm saying? It's hard. It's a hard question because I don't want anybody to feel like they need to quote unquote do better by somebody else's aspects. It's like, you played a role in my life that you had and you've made me grow and shine accordingly. So I wouldn't ask you to change anything.
Here's that 100. I took that slide you for saying that.
Thank you.
So if you had to take maybe 2 or 3 things from our interactions, our experience, our conversations that you would say, hey, these are going to be foundations for my family, what would those couple of things be? Whether it's just your family in general or your relationship with your son or your daughter?
Honesty. A lot of people don't know this, but I don't know the exact age. But my parents did not allow us to believe in Santa and Easter Bunny and all of that. But I feel like people look at it as raising children forever instead of raising children into adults. So with that certain aspect of, allowing us to have our quote unquote fun, and then it's like, all right, like y'all old enough, it's allowed me to grasp life easier compared to holding on to these things, and then as I get older, everything I know is a lie per se. So honesty, we have an open door policy in this household, kind of like, how businesses are, we can talk to each other about anything. And we have fun. I feel like people forget that being a parent to your child you can have fun as a parent with your child.
Right.
It's a lot of growing and honing and molding and, trying to make sure you are leading your child down the right path, but a part of that is fun and, just enjoyment because you want your kids to trust you. So through that, as a parent, you have to be open to your child is, like I said, y'all didn't raise us just as children. Y'all raised us as in children going on to be to an adult, right, or growing to be into adults. So that's definitely fared well. So I just appreciate y'all. As we get older, it's still hard because we still are y'all children. But as far as adults, we get that notoriety and that respect from y'all. As we raised 2 good kids who became good people, who are good adults, who take care of their business, who enjoy themselves, who still, it's just y'all didn't raise us as like children all the time. So I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, you and Kayla made it easy. Y'all were good kids. So let me ask you this. Some people are appalled or shocked when I tell them that I told you and Kayla everything I did, my past, all the not so good things. How do you feel like that impacted you? Did it help? Did it hurt? Neutral?
Yeah. Parents, and I'm not a parent, so I'm only speaking from what I see in my perspective, but I know some parents who try to quote unquote hide that, their youth. But it's like, as a parent, you're supposed to guide and you're supposed to, if you made mistakes, how can your child avoid the same mistakes or even, be more educated than you were at that age if you don't share your experiences with them? Right. And it just goes into the thing like, that you always taught us, no matter who we are human. Like we all have a past, we all have things that we're not proud of. We all have things that we wish we could have handled differently, or man, I wish I knew this at an earlier age. So it's just, I guess it's fared well as far as like, parenting and teaching.
And parents, the reason I asked that of my son is because sometimes we put these unrealistic expectations on our kids to be perfect. and we act like we never done anything. And one thing I tried to do, if nothing else, was be honest with Kendall and Kayla to let them know things I did. I'm not proud of everything I did. No, I'm not telling you everything I did. They know. But still, I think we have to be real with our kids because it fosters a good sense of communication. Do you feel like that kind of open door policy where we're honest with you all, we try not to overreact, maybe if you told us something where we probably should have been like, boy, you did what? You said what? Do you think that helped you to have that better communication with us?
I ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
When I'm talking to you and I'm, talking to the family or whatever, do you think the stuff I'm telling you happened and it's true? As far as like, when I say, oh, this is the rundown, this is what happened, or just, like you said, if you ask me how something is, you expect me to tell you the truth?
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, it's weird because it's like, I'm open, which means y'all are open, which means that we get to the root of the problem. Or if whatever the situation is, it's just being open and honest allows me to be myself. It's not stifling, like, I don't have to wear this mask or, have this certain persona around, the family, like I am who I am, y'all are who y'all are. So it just makes things smooth. It's hard to explain, but it's just, I definitely there's things I take from how you've been a father to me that I will take from my kids, and then some things that it's not even about that I do or don't agree with, it's just who I am as a person, that I look at things differently. But, I don't know, man, we cool, we easygoing. Just that honesty and that being transparent, being open is definitely something that I feel like a lot of people don't have.
One last question. You said, we're cool with your your friends, they're cool with us. What is maybe a conversation you've had with some of your friends, all of your friends about us as parents? How do they feel about like how open you can be with us? Or
My friends don't like it. I won't say they don't like it, but it shocks them. They're like, I was talking to my dad and I told him, X, Y, and Z. And you hear it like, you said, well, you told your parents what? Yeah, bro, like, told my folks, like, at the end of the day, I'd rather tell them the truth to avoid something happening and not be covering it up. Like I said, being honest, it allows people to work with you where you are instead of trying to mask. Because at the end of the day, I just want to be the best person I can be. Right. And I would be doing myself a disservice by lying to the people close to me or not being open to the people close to me when they've given me that foundation and giving me that safe space to talk and grow. So I would do myself dirty if I didn't take advantage of it.
I'm smiling because we're recording and you can hear the thunder and lightning in the background, so just a little smile for that. As we get ready to close out, we talked about you doing music. Take the next minute and just talk about what you're doing, what you got coming up, what you've already done. Just kind of let the people get to know you a little better.
All right, my name is Cam. Wow. So I just dropped my project, Some Throwaways. It's on Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, Spotify, anywhere that you can stream music, it's on there. I also just dropped a video for one of the songs off the project called Amen. I've been getting a lot of good feedback and a lot of good, just constructive criticism. I'm working on my next project, which is scheduled to come out maybe like September, October. So, we're still in the early stages. I can't give out too many details or, too much stuff, but just know we got more music coming. I got a couple features on the way, so we're gonna be active the rest of this year.
So how can people find Cam?
Alright, so on my IG, it's Cam Wrote It, KAMWROTE, and then IT. And I'm still getting like my Twitter and my Facebook all handled out. But I'm most active on Instagram. And I tell people this, I'm a cool dude. When you see me out in the street, come talk to me. I'm all about, like I said, love, peace, and positivity. So I'm all about, speaking and communication.
Last thing, do you have a question for me?
I don't. No, not off the top. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year?
It won't be the Ravens.
Sure.
You see that jersey right there, boy? Look on up there now, boy.
But we're gonna be all right. We got Lamar Jackson. We gotta, improve defensive front.
I will say this: being a Raiders fan, coming out of the AFC West, I think the Chiefs are still the team to beat.
Okay.
But we'll see what them Ravens gonna do. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you all for joining a conversation with Brent. This has been my son Kendall, and look out for Cam. And we just want to thank you all for tuning in.